These are directions on how to do your radial paper sculpture center. I am in the math canvas course right now. Under Monday, I clicked on the assignment called Radial Paper Sculpture. This is a project that we're working on for open house, which is at the end of March. So it says click on the link below to get directions for this assignment. So if you click on this link, it should take you to a PDF or a PowerPoint. I am going to go ahead and upload it to Notability so I can write on it, but you don't have to do that. It's just so I can give better directions. Okay. All right. So this is an example of what your project might look like when you're done. Maybe not, but this is kind of what we're going for. So first we got to talk about what is symmetry, because symmetry is an important part of this project. So it says symmetry is a type of formal balance in which an image or object maintains equitable weight when divided by a line of symmetry. So for example, in this butterfly, right, you can draw a line halfway down the butterfly, right, and you have this side that would be the same of the butterfly, and then this side would be exactly the same also. Right, so the image has linear symmetry. If you drew a line, one side would be the same as the other. Okay, sometimes called bilateral symmetry, linear symmetrical objects only have one line of symmetry. So for example, sometimes objects you can only cut them in half one way, either vertically or horizontally. So for example, we know, because of the slide we just saw, that we could cut this butterfly in half this way, and we would have symmetry on both sides. Right, but if I tried to cut this butterfly in half this way, everything that's up here would not be the same as everything that's down here. So that would not be a symmetrical line. Symmetrical means it's the same on both sides of that line that you draw. Okay, so here are some other examples of linear symmetry, right? If I draw a line here, I have this side and this side of the butterfly that would be the same. If I drew a line on the picture of this monkey, I would have this side and this side that would be the same. Same thing with this picture of this ant. This side and this side would be the same or symmetrical. Okay, radial symmetry is a type of formal balance in which objects radiate around a central point and has more than one line of symmetry. So this, right, this butterfly example, this is just linear symmetry where there's one line and both sides of that line are the same. We're not going to be doing linear symmetry because you should have learned about that in a different grade. We're doing radial symmetry, which is what's over here, right? So everything, you should be able to cut it into different pieces going across, and each of those pieces should be symmetrical, meaning whatever I have going on over here should be symmetrical to whatever's going on this side, which is symmetrical to whatever's going on this side, or the same. So we have a radial point, or kind of this middle part right here, that is being used for our symmetry. Okay, here are some other examples of radial symmetry, right? So the snowflake, right? If I was to cut it different ways, like this, right? They should all be symmetrical going across. Same with this sunflower and this other flower, right? If I break it apart like this, it's symmetrical in every single piece that I draw. Okay, so now what you're going to be doing is creating radial symmetry by folding paper different types of way, and there's certain ways that you're going to be doing it. So to create radial symmetric design, you must divide your image area into equal slices, kind of like pie, that radiate around a central point. Remember, your central point is the middle. Okay, so for example, if you have a fold or a type of way that you're folding the paper that takes up 1/4 of the paper, right? So for example, this green fold takes up 1/4 of the paper, right? 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 we know is a whole, kind of like what they got going on here, right? So you would need 4 of those types of folds to make it symmetrical all the way around, or the same all the way around. Okay, similar, right? If I had a fold that only takes up 1/8 of the paper, I would need 8 of them, right, to make it the same all the way around, right? I would need a piece here, a piece here, a piece here, a piece here, piece here, piece here, piece here, piece here, right? And the reason why it has to be the same all the way around, if I do that 1/8 size fold, is because if I was to change one of them to 1/4 randomly, right, then it wouldn't be symmetrical. Okay, so for this project, you're going to have 3 different types of folds that you can use in your design. You can use the hat fold, the kite fold, and the samurai fold. And it has a video that shows you how to do all of those. Okay, so if we're creating radial symmetry, right, with our project, each of the folds takes up a different amount of space. So the hat fold takes up 1/4 of the center, right? So if you wanted to start with the hat fold, like right here, you would have to have 4 of those hat folds going like this, right, making it an even all the way around. Okay, or if you're wanting to start with the kite fold, that takes up 1/8, right? Here's the kite fold here, right? So you would have to you'd have to fold 8 of those to make it fit all the way around evenly. That way it has radial symmetry all the way around, right? Or if you did the samurai fold, which is this one, that takes up 1/4 of the center also, which is this thing here, right? So if I wanted to start with the samurai fold, I'd have to make 4 of them going all the way around. That way it was symmetrical. Okay, so you get to decide which type of fold you want to start with. Maybe you want to start with the hat fold, and if you do, then you need to make 4 of them, right, to put all the way around. Maybe you want to start with the kite fold, which would be fine. You'd have to do 8 of them because it takes up 1/8 of the center. Or if you want to do the samurai fold, that takes up 1/4 of the center as well. So you'd have to make 4 of them. Okay, so if we're creating radial symmetry, which is kind of what we talked about, right? Let's say I was doing the kite fold. It says, how many kite folds would I need to complete 1 full rotation around the center point? We know from looking up here that the kite fold takes up 1/8. So if I'm starting with the kite fold, I have to do 8 of them. Okay, same as if I was starting with the samurai fold, right? I know from up here, which you can always refer back to this page if you need to, that it takes up 1/4 of the page, which means I would need to make 4 of them. Okay, so you get to decide what fold you want to start with. Okay, here are directions for all the folds. If following this diagram is not enough directions for you, there is a how-to video that you could click on right there, and it has a different teacher explaining how to do the folds. So if you need to do that, you can click on that how-to video, but it also just shows you in these diagrams here how to do it. So we have the hat fold, kite fold, and the samurai fold. As you can see, the hat fold is the most simple, and then you go to kite and samurai fold. Okay, so here now you're ready to start your project are all the things you should have. Okay, you should have colored paper that looks like this that you got from your teacher. I would not take a bunch all at once. I would take maybe a couple of pieces, and then as you go, you can go and get some more from them. You need a glue stick or glue of some sort, so you can glue it down, and then you need a 12 by 12 piece of construction paper. Okay, everything you should be able to get from your teacher except for maybe the glue stick. But what you should be working on in the first couple days is just getting all of your folds together and kind of mapping out where you want to put things. And then as we get closer to Thursday and Friday, we can start gluing it together. Something I do want to point out here with the black construction paper is it says to fold it in half vertically, horizontally, then diagonally both ways. That way it creates these lines right here, these blue lines. That way you know where you need to put things. So when I see your black paper that you're using, I should see that you folded it like this. And if you need help, you can ask your teacher, but try it on your own. Don't just automatically go to your teacher because you think you can't do it. Try to fold it and see if you're able to do it. Okay, and then here are just some examples of ones that other students have done to kind of give you some ideas. You don't have to copy what they did, but just kind of to give you some ideas. Obviously, the more colors you do, the more it kind of pops off the black paper, but it's up to you ultimately what you decide to do. Okay, if you have any questions, you can talk to the people next to you, and then if they don't know the answer, then you can talk to your teacher. But I would go back and start with watching this how-to video or looking at these to see what folds you're going to do.